Their quarterback improved. A.J. Brown had a career year. Devontae Smith, he's trickling up into being a really good ball player. Goddard got hurt. That was a down. Really, if you think about it, the only thing that was really a downside last year to the Eagles season was Goddard got hurt. Because if Goddard doesn't get hurt, the whole thing is a perfect season all the way to the Super Bowl. And then when you had to play an elite coach and elite quarterback, you couldn't close the deal. You want to blame Gannon? Okay. It's funny, isn't it? That both these coaches now, some of the kids that were on that team a year ago are barking about the coaching actually from a year ago. Now you got Miles Sanders not wanting to throw too much shade on Shane Steichen. Supposedly Shane Steichen is so-called superstar play caller. According to Miles Sanders, and if you want to go knee deep into it, Sanders, the way I read it was, and the way I interpreted it, he thought he was underutilized in the Super Bowl. Maybe that wasn't a hidden thing. Maybe that was more of a situational play calling scenario. And if Shane Steichen took the running game out, why would you take the running game out when you have a 17-point lead? Did you ever ask yourself that? Why'd you get away from running the ball? You were the number 2 running attack in the NFL. Why would you get away from that? Because you wanted Hurts to be a star or something? What was the point of this so-called great play caller, Shane Steichen, getting away from the running game that you're second in the league in? So it was your coordinators that cost the Eagles a Super Bowl? Possibly. According to Miles Sanders, he was underutilized. He wanted the ball. They didn't want to give it to him. Why would you get away from that? And you know what? He kind of threw it out there. He wasn't being a total tool about it. When you fumble on the first play, you get the ball. I'm not giving you the ball either. And Sanders conveniently left out that he was in the blue tent. So if Jalen Hurts throws an interception on the first play of the game, you're not going to throw the ball again. Or if your top running back with 1,300 yards, if Miles Sanders had been a turnover machine all year long, I would agree with that comment, but he wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't a turnover machine that whole year. He was a Pro Bowler. Okay? He was a Pro Bowler. I'm not getting when I have so if a guy fumbles and he has 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns, you're not giving him the ball the rest of the Super Bowl. Well, that thought process probably played into why you lost your lead also. So you run the ball better than any team outside of Chicago in the NFL a year ago, and you got away from that because you didn't want to give the ball back to a guy who had a fumble in the game and fumbled twice all year. Is that right? Huh. Not very well thought out. Maybe he was talking to Jim Irsay about his impending job. Seems to me, maybe I'm running that ball with a 17-point lead. You're not running the ball, you're throwing it. Okay. Every time he touched the ball, he went backwards. Okay. Wow. So the O-line got pushed around then? So the O-line got pushed around? Is that right? So which is it here? Either Sanders sucked or the O-line got killed, or both. Is that play calling? So the O-line got handled. Tone says that every time he touched the ball, when you hand the ball to a running back, the guys in front of you block. And every time he touches the ball, he's getting knocked backwards. Sounds like somebody got their ass kicked. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize the Kansas City Chiefs had that formidable of a defensive line. Interesting. No, he ran the other way, technically. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I see. So Sanders didn't play well. The O-line didn't play well. The coaching staff didn't play well, but Hurts was a superstar and had to carry the team. Okay. Whew, boy, you lose a 17-point lead. How's that work? In the Super Bowl. Did you not watch the game? I sure did. I watched them kick your ass up and down the field in the second half. And the only reason Kansas City's still not scoring is because the game's over. Yeah. Yes, I did watch the game. So you're telling me you couldn't run the ball against the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Kansas City Chiefs run defense was good. I didn't know Chris Jones was that good. Wow. He's a superstar. I got to start putting him in the light there of one of the best defensive tackles, dual tackles there is. I knew he was good. I knew he made $20 million. Holy cow. Dude. Yeah. So the O-line didn't get killed. It was all Sanders' fault. Okay. Interesting. Losing a lead is mainly the defensive flaws. So is 3 and outs. There were a couple times in the second half, the Eagles looked like a ballet routine. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick. Spagnuolo did a great job in the second half, along with Reed. 1, 2, 3, kick. Like a ballet routine. It sucks that we lost. End of story. No. My question to you, Maniac, is, so, I don't even know how, seriously, I almost don't even know how we got on the Super Bowl here. My conversation has been more with Jalen here. The defense was the reason. They were confused. They did. Crossing routes, stupid Gannon stuff. I agreed. Hey, how about this, Gigi? I would make this point to you. That was probably the best performance. Tone, I would also say this. That was probably the best performance that the Chiefs had all year long defensively, especially against an elite team like that. I've been watching Sanders since he's been on the Eagles, and I'm telling you, Sills, the moment got to him for him, and he reverted back to his old ways. Well, okay, so wait a minute. So, hey, Tone, let's apply this to Miles Sanders. Do you think Miles Sanders he's a one-year wonder? Do you think Miles Sanders is a one-year wonder? Yes. Not Hurts, though. Not Hurts, though. But Sanders is. Just having a conversation here. Yes, he is. Sills, Jalen makes the players around him better. AJ, most career, Smitty, Goddard. I agree. Hey, by the way, just so you know, Tony, I agree with that. But man, it's just, to me, they really rushed to get all this done in such a fashion that you have so limited work and film on him. Coordinators are going to be doing every single thing. You know what I think Sanders can get 1,000 yards rushing easily every year. Can I tell you what teams are going to do to Jalen Hurts this year? They're going to hit him. They're going to be physical with him. And they're going to try to wear him out. Because when you take off in that RPO, you're now in the running game. You can hammer him. Put as many hats as you can on him. Even when he's running down the line of scrimmage, hit him. That's how you take care of those RPO guys. Just keep hitting them. See, the pocket protects those quarterbacks. Once you're outside the pocket, you don't have the protection any longer. What, you think if you're in the open field and you don't slide and you're in the RPO, that's how he got hurt in Chicago. That's what they're going to do. Once he leaves the confines of that pocket, I would be like Belichick is going to be telling his guys, hit him every single chance he's outside the pocket. I don't care. Hit him. 2 guys, 3 guys, every single play. Get on, make a pile. That's what your coach tells you. Make a pile. And that's what I believe they'll do. That New England game is going to be a really big-time litmus test on how the team is going. Hey, I know you think you're better, and I do think you're better. You are better. Okay? You are better. Here's my final point on Sanders. To put it into perspective, Sanders technically has had 3 out of 4 seasons with over 1,000 total yards from scrimmage. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay? That's not bad, especially behind that O-line. But I would expect, to tell me that the Eagles are not going to have a 1,000-yard rusher this year, I would find that kind of crazy. Seals, what do you think about the report? Can you post that again, please? Seals, what do you think about the report that Fangio was close to being the defensive coordinator until the whole tampering thing with Gannon and the Cardinals? I think it's completely true. And John McMullen would tell you that goes on all the time. He's right, it does. But Super Bowl week, I'm not thinking that goes on all the time. You're right. I think it goes on during the playoffs. I think it goes on when teams got buys. I think there's like windows that maybe they expand them, but Super Bowl week? How about this? Let me ask you guys a question on that. When it came to Gannon not being prepared, that's my opinion. So if you knew you were going to be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals or whatever team in the NFL, and you had 2 weeks to prepare for a Super Bowl, and you were so thankful that your guys helped you get that job, wouldn't you feel obligated to help those guys achieve their dream and your dream as a coach by being prepared for the game that means the most, not for the job that means most to your family? What's your priority here? When you coach in the NFL, it has nothing to do with your wife and kid. It has everything to do with the guys in the locker room. It's called sacrifice. That's Tom Brady. And that's why people get hammered for not being good parents when you're a coach or a player or an athlete. It's not that you're not a good dude. Michael Jordan is doing everything in his power right now to be the best dad he can be to his daughter. His daughter says he never brings anything up ever about his days in the NBA, ever. She said, my dad never brings it up. Everyone else does. My dad calls me every day and tells me how much he loves me. When you're a coach, you sacrifice your family, your friends, everything for that coveted ring or for the mountaintop and winning a Super Bowl, except Jonathan Gannon. Say you had the clearance to talk to the Cardinals in the bye week, would you? Of a Super Bowl. Not in a bye week of a playoff game. In the Super Bowl. Even if you had the right to do it, would you? I wouldn't. I'd be like this. Hey, you know what, man? That's why when John goes like this, everyone does it. Seriously. Whether you had 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 minute, 2 days to prepare for the Super Bowl, would you? Would you talk to the Arizona Cardinals, knowing full well that you had gone for 6 months together as a unit, as a team? Maybe you weren't together, like some suggested. Wouldn't you feel obligated to be the best prepared coordinator you could possibly be? Dude, if I knew I was going to be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals and they had told me, I would have more respect for the guy who was going after the job if he said, listen, I got to do my job here and I've got to finish this. This is the Super Bowl. I can't be distracted. As much as I want this job, I've got to finish this. As an owner, I would feel more compelled to even hire that guy even more. Because there's a sense of loyalty when you're a coach. I wouldn't be entertaining anything except that 60 minutes of football. I sure as hell would not be entertaining any job offers. You know why? Because if I win, I get the job regardless. And by the way, if you're Jonathan Gannon, congratulations. You got a job that you're going to be fired in 18 months anyway. So you must have chased a bag of money. Okay. Because that's what he did. You think, what coach has been a long-lasting standing coach with the Bidwells since they've owned a team in the 70s? Name me one. Coryell? Who? Outside of Don Coryell when they were in St. Louis? Name me a coach that's been a long-tenured coach in Arizona, like 10 years, 9 years. Nobody. They fire coaches. They fire coaches all the time because it's a shitty run organization. So he's probably perfect for those guys. I'm telling you, man. Absolutely. What do you mean? What do I think? I think the guy should not have been worrying about the Cardinal job. I think he should have been worrying about, and then to do this, well, we're going to do something different in the Super Bowl. We're going to pass receivers off. And I'm like, why are you passing receivers off and playing man when you haven't played man? Now you're going to play man? You know what they did? They exposed their corners. Every football team this year is going to do exactly what Andy Reid did in the Super Bowl to your corners. Your corners are asked all year long to play. See, personally, I think Andy Reid exposed your defense, especially your secondary. Your guys were asked all year long to play center field. And when they were asked to play man in the Super Bowl, they couldn't. Okay? You got two guys out there making $15 million a year playing center field. Keep everything underneath. Let the other team make mistakes. That worked last year with those other shitbag quarterbacks. Not this year. It won't work this year. Got better coaches and better quarterbacks. That's not going to work. I guarantee you it's not going to work. You could do that against Davis Mills, Kenny Pickett. You could do that against those guys. Cooper Rush. You're not doing that shit against Patrick Mahomes and Allen and them guys. Too smart of coaches. And you know, and I love people that go like this. Well, Josh Allen he's a turnover machine. He still won freaking 14 ball games. He won just as many regular season games as Hurts did a year ago. And get this, I thought he could have played better. But he's in the AFC. Hey, here's this. That guy won 14 ball games, and every person in here, including Tone, thinks that guy cost himself some games last year. That just tells you the roof that guy and the ceiling that guy can have. He won as many games as Jalen playing, his best ball, and error-free ball. That guy made turnovers, bad mistakes, still won 14 games, and beat both the Chiefs and the Bengals in the same year. You're trying to tell me you don't think that kid in Buffalo, straighten some shit out, you don't think that kid's a force. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Okay? Oh, would they win 13 games? And the playoff game? JP, they didn't win 14 games with the playoff game. They didn't win 14 games. They won 12? Won 12? Okay. So he played poorly. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Hang on. I forgot they canceled the one game in Cincinnati. I forgot that. That's right. He didn't win 14 because they canceled that game. Okay? That's right. I forgot. 13 wins with a canceled ball game. Yeah, okay. I forgot. Yeah. Hey, that kid is a star. And when you watch him play, he needs to be smarter. That's coachable. Everything that kid does in Buffalo is coachable. Jalen has to work on his physical attributes to be good. Has to continue to be more accurate. Has to continue to be a good decision maker in the run game. That guy doesn't have to do any of that shit. Do you know that he's the kind of guy that could throw 4 picks and throw you out of trouble and win a ball game? Those are the kind of quarterbacks that you have to have in today's NFL. Guys that can throw you out of trouble. Because of the way the league is set up today. Throw you out of trouble. He will be better than Jim Kelly. Yeah, I think Josh Allen will be better than Jim Kelly too. He's got more physical tools than what Kelly had. Now, got to remember something though. Kelly had James Lofton and Andre Reed, and he had Thurman Thomas. That's some pretty good. If you think about it, it was almost something like what Jalen has in Philadelphia. I mean, you have Lofton and Reed, and you have Thurman Thomas. Thurman Thomas was a heck of a running back. He was another one of those kind of like Marshall Faulk running backs that could catch 60 passes out of the backfield and get you 1,400 yards running the ball. He was a heck of a football player. So there was more talent. Plus, they had Kent Hall at center. They had Ballard at the left tackle position. I think Jim had more skilled people around him in the offense than what. And Stephon Diggs is a good ball player, but I don't think Josh Allen has. I mean, like outside of Stephon Diggs, I mean, he has not near the talent Hurts has in Philly. Has not near the talent. It's not even remotely close. And he plays in a tougher conference. And does he play in a tougher division? Probably equal. Probably equal. I would probably take Tua over Jones. I don't know what they're – and, oh, wait. Well, I would probably take – over Daniel Jones, I'll take Dak. Dak over Tua, yes. Daniel Jones. Probably the NFC East is better than the AFC East. I would say that, well, they got Aaron Rodgers in there now. That's pretty close, man. The NFC East and the AFC East are pretty close because you got Rodgers in the building now. And I think Rodgers is going to make an impact. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Rodgers puts up an MVP-type season this year in New York. The way he's talking, showing up to all the meetings, going to all the OTAs. This guy's at the Tonys last night. I mean, shit. This guy's doing everything. McKellar was a good ball player. He was. Way to go, Jesus. Seals, you have reconsidered quarterbacks can now throw you out of trouble. In today's game, not just throw you out of trouble. Brett Favre and Allen, gunslingers. Yeah, but Allen's a better athlete and bigger, 6'6", 6'5". And he runs the ball more. Jim Kelly played good in one Super Bowl, the giant one. That's right, Barbara. Who's better, Miami or the New York Giants? Miami. Miami's better. Miami's better with Tua than the Giants. Giants have a good defensive tackle. I love the kid Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't think they have any real outside of Waller. See if he's healthy. Their left offensive tackle's good. Miami's got a lot of talent. Miami's got a lot of talent on that football team. Mara goes like this. I can't wait for the season. Tired of hearing everyone's opinion. That's why we debate right now, my friend. That's all it is. Because then we get to go back when the season starts and people get to put crow in Big Sil's mouth, or I get to put it in your mouth. Sil's Giants have no pass catchers. Well, the kid Waller coming over from the Raiders, but again, he's got to show us that he could stay out of the tub. Yeah, so he does. We got a ton of shit here today. Free agents that are still on the market. Team better be careful. Aaron already teaching the kids how to smoke. The hookah? Thank you. Oh, I wrote down June 12th, Big Sil's top 10 NFL teams. And last week we did top edge rushers. Now we're doing top full-out rushers. And the top free agents that are out there. I got a list together, and I want to see if any of these names intrigue you. Gary Cobb, 4:30 from Fox 29 in Philadelphia at the bottom of the hour. Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football.